Okay, so for today's lesson, we're going to focus on both adding and subtracting integers. Now, this over here, the thing that has all of your rules, are going to be very, very important. It's on your It's Learning. You could always just open it up and take a look at it, but it will be great to try to memorize it. Okay, so first, let's focus on this box. If you're adding integers, if they're the same signs, you just add and keep the same sign. So if we have 13 plus 35, of course, we'll just go ahead and add that together. So 13 plus 35 is equal to 48. Okay? Also, 7 plus 3 is equal to 10. Okay? So just our regular way of adding. If you have two negatives, it's the same thing. So negative 13 plus negative 35 is going to be equal to negative 48. Signs are the same. When signs are the same, you add and keep the signs. Okay? Now, here's where it gets complicated. What happens when signs are different? So let's say we have negative 8 plus 10. Okay? When signs are different, you're going to subtract and take the sign of the number with a higher absolute value. Okay? So let's just forget about the negatives for a while. Let's focus on 8 and 10. Which number is higher, 8 or 10? Right? It'll be 10. So that means my answer should be positive because it's a positive 10. Okay? So let's subtract. When signs are different, we subtract. So 10 minus 8 is equal to 2. Alright, so my answer should be positive 2. Okay? Let's try another one. How about if we have 12 plus negative 20? Alright, let me just put a parenthesis here so that you'll know it's different. So 12 plus negative 20. Okay, signs are different. I have a positive here and I have a negative here. So when signs are different, I'll subtract. So 20 minus 12, higher number at the top. 20 minus 12 is equal to 8. So 8 should be my answer. Now I just have to figure out, is it positive or is it negative? Well, if we disregard the negative, we can see that we have a 20 and a 12. All right? Which one is bigger, the 20 or the 12? The 20 is bigger. So the bigger number keeps that sign. So my answer should actually be negative 8. Okay? Negative 8. Once again, when signs are different, one positive, one negative, subtract first. Subtract, and then keep the sign of the higher absolute value. The higher absolute value here is 20, not 12. Okay? Let's try another one. We have negative 13 plus 35 equals blank. Once again, signs are different. Subtract. 35 minus 13. Okay? So we have 2. So 22. 22 is our answer. Now we just have to decide, is it positive or negative? So in order to do that, let's look at the absolute value. We got 35 and then we got 13. Which one is higher? 35 is higher. So my answer should be positive. Positive 22 is the correct answer. All right, and let's go with one more. Let's say we have negative 60 plus negative 15, plus positive 15 actually. Let's make this a positive. Okay, so we have negative 60 plus positive 15. Okay, so once again, you have one negative, one positive. Signs are different. So right off the bat, let's subtract. 60 minus 15 is going to be equal to 45. So my answer is 45. Now I just have to see, is 60 bigger than 15? It sure is. So my answer should be negative because the 60 has the negative. Okay? So once again, if signs are the same, just add and keep the same signs. If signs are different, you're going to have to subtract. Yes, I know it's weird, it's an addition problem, but you have to subtract. Okay? Next, let's focus on subtracting integers. The focus of subtracting is going to be a concept called, let me put this back. For subtracting, it's going to be a copy, change, and opposite. Okay? I think about it as this: leave, change, change. LCC, leave, change, change. Okay? So here's how this works. If you have negative 65 minus 24. Okay, the goal is you never want to have this subtraction sign here. What we want to do is we want to change to an addition problem. We want to change to addition problem. All right? In order to do that, we have to leave, change, change. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the first number. I'm going to change the sign from negative, minus to plus. And then this over here is a positive 24. It's not a negative 24. That's a subtraction sign. This is a positive 24. So the opposite of positive 24 is negative 24. Okay? So let me put parentheses so you'll know that that's different. So what I did was I left the first term, I changed the sign, and then I changed the second term from positive to negative. If it was negative, I would change it to positive. Okay? So we have an addition problem now. This is exactly what we want. So now, signs are the same. Let's just add and keep the same signs. So 65 plus 24. I know my answer is going to be negative because negative plus negative is a negative. So 5 plus 4 is 9. 6 plus 2 is going to be 8. So my answer is negative 89. Negative 89. Okay? Once again, we want to change this to an addition problem. Okay, so let's try another one. How about negative 20 minus negative 16? Okay? Now you can clearly see I have a negative 16 here. Okay? So once again, leave, change, change. So negative 20 plus the opposite of negative 16 is positive 16. Remember, you have to change it. Change the sign. All change means here is change the sign. Okay? Now we have an addition problem. Perfect. Let's follow our addition rules. Signs are different, so we subtract and keep the sign of the higher absolute value. So this is going to be 10 minus 6 is 4, and that's just going to be 0. So my answer is 4. So let's think now. Which one is bigger, 20 or 16? 20 is. So then my answer should be negative 4. Okay? Let's try one more. 25 minus negative 10. We'll actually try two more. Okay, once again, leave, change, change. Leave the first term, change the subtraction to addition, and then this is a negative 10, so I got to change it to positive 10. Okay? So now, signs are the same. So I can just add regular. 25 plus 10 is equal to 35. All right? Last one. Let's say we have 13 minus 18. 13 minus 18. Once again, leave, change, change. We have a subtraction problem. We don't want that. We want an addition problem. 13 plus, this is a positive 18. So that turns to negative 18. So now signs are different, so we need to subtract and keep the sign of the higher absolute value. So let's subtract this. 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay, what has the higher absolute value? 18 or 13? It'll be 18. So my answer is negative. Okay, so as long as you have these rules, which is why we want you to either write it down or print it and glue it into your notebook, it makes this stuff a lot easier if you know the rules. Okay, now of course we want you guys to start to memorize the rules and understand why the rules work, but we do have the rules here for you. Okay, that's it.